wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun.
This is Buffalo Builders, the next generation. Welcome back, and we're glad you could join us at the Habitat for Humanity House here on Ann Street, and the Buffalo Builders are really working hard. In previous episodes, you've met the Buffalo Builders All-Star team, the team from Habitat for Humanity of Lake Sumter, and the homeowners. Plus, you've seen a lot of work go into this house to get us to the dry-in stage. In this episode, the All-Star team is working on the finished part of the house. They're going to do cabinets, doors, molding, and flooring. They're going to learn a lot from some great subcontractors, and I think you'll thoroughly enjoy this. But first, I want to tell you about Tyler McLean. He's one of our All-Star members who survived an unimaginable wreck with his sister last year, and he's going to tell the story of how this construction academy brought him back.
Well, the only thing I remember was, one of Tyler's friends coming in the morning and just almost broke down and said, Tyler's been in a bad accident this morning. We don't know what's happening. Matter of fact, the kid, and he's another kid in my academy, came in and said, he was such a mess. I put him in my office. I said, you just go in my office and when you get the news, you tell us. We didn't really hear much. We knew there had been an accident. We knew it was a bad accident. But other than that, that's all we really knew.
I'm normally never really the type of person to just be like tired and not be able to do stuff. I've always been like, if I'm tired, I'll still get through it. So I just went through my day and I just got ready, got my clothes changed, brushed my teeth, did my hair, and got my sister up, got her ready, and helped my mom out if she needed help in the morning. And then we got in the truck and we were leaving my neighborhood. And that's the last thing I can remember, was leaving my neighborhood. And then the next thing I remember was waking up and my front dashboard was just up in the top against me. And the glass shattered, my hood up against where I could only see that. And I tried to turn my head and I couldn't really turn it because it was hurting and I couldn't see my sister. So my first initial thought was I was freaking out, and then it blacked out right after that. And then I remember waking up again in the EMT, in the ambulance, and I just hear this guy talking. I'm just like saying, where's my sister? Where's my sister? Is she okay? And just screaming that out and just me bawling my eyes out because I couldn't remember anything that happened. And then I do remember now, it was me keep on asking what happened, where's my sister? And then him keep on telling me I hit a semi. And that's where it was like, wow. And then I was just freaking out, asking where my sister was, and then I finally heard her voice, and I was like, okay. And then he kept on telling me that she's okay, she's gonna be fine. And then that's when I passed back out again. So I passed out like 2 or 3 times on the way to Ocala General Hospital. She made it through, thank God, but she was in a lot more injuries than I was. She had a lot more damage to her body than I did, which really broke me because it was my fault and I couldn't do anything to help her. It just felt like I couldn't be there for her when I should have been. Me, I got a neck fracture, I broke my hip, I had brain bleed and neck bleed, a concussion, and then my sister, she had to have urgent surgery on her back because she broke a part of her spine to where if she wasn't able to get that fixed, she wouldn't be able to walk anymore. It's amazing how she's progressed so much, and from just how much doctors and nurses have just been there for her, and how if she wasn't able to have that urgent surgery, she wouldn't have been able to walk at all.
How are you both doing?
Oh, we're doing awesome. My sister, she's finally back at basketball. Yesterday was her last game that she played, and she's been playing phenomenal in her games. Like she's doing awesome. And she's just always outgoing, you know. She's always caring about her friends. She's always trying to do better for other people. I believe it happened the way that it did was because I just feel like it opened my eyes a lot more to make me feel more appreciative of the things that I have and the things that people have provided for me. Like with this academy, it's a great opportunity for me to go out into my career and everything. And it's just like, I took that for granted, honestly. I never really took things like seriously until after that. I mean, I didn't take my mother that seriously, and it was just hard on her, and I just really would. And then after that, I just wanted to be there for her more, and for my stepdad, for my dad, everyone. I just wanted to show them how much I cared for them and how much like anything could be gone in like an instant, and everything, like all this stuff, material things are just there. Like they're not gonna be there with you when you're gone. I'm just really grateful for everyone that's been there for me. I mean, my classmates, especially Brock, Mr. Havley, Jared, the vice principal, my mom, my stepdad, my whole family, my grandma, they've just all been there for me, and I just want to say that there's nothing that I can do to say how much I appreciate them.
You know, Tyler brings something to the job site, he brings something to the academy. It's pretty special. It's his smile, it's his demeanor. I think if you look up good kid in the dictionary, I think there's a picture of him. It's just the dynamic he brings to our class. He's a real kind person. I'm so glad he's back. I'm so glad he seems to be at full strength. I mean, there's nothing stopping him now.
Tyler McLean's story is amazing, and it exemplifies the character of this all-star crew here at the Villages Charter High School. They continue to work every day, and speaking of work, it continues. Brian Muns is the president of Muns Design Incorporated, and they're a leading provider of cabinets in the Villages area. It is their job to install the cabinets on our Habitat project and to train the students.
Well, we're loving this younger bunch coming through, so we wanted to help them help us, is what we're looking for. The ones that are eager to do stuff, eager to learn a trade, that's what we need out here in our fields for all of us. My impressions of the students are they're very willing to learn. They take instruction very well so far from what I've seen, and they're asking questions, which is key. So they're asking stuff, okay, why are you doing this and why are you doing that? Even though we're trying to explain as much as we can, they're constantly asking and wanting to know answers of stuff that we're not explaining to them. So that's very good. The cabinets that we're using in the house are a company called Master Brand is the manufacturer. The cabinet type is called a concept. So it is a builder line cabinet for affordable housing. It is all plywood construction, painted faces that are maple. All the doors are constructed out of maple. Soft touch hinges, so they close softly. Drawers are all dovetail drawers that are solid maple, undermount, and they're also soft touch. So nobody can slam them. It's better durability, and you get a bigger drawer out of it. We do basically all types of cabinets, from custom to box cabinets, which most of the homes in the Villages have a type of box cabinets. So we do that. We do some custom. We do countertops, laminate, all the way up to granite or quartz. And coordinate with plumbers, electricians, and that kind of stuff to get the projects completed. Well, we work very close with Ron Hess. That's the builder we work for in the villages, and he's spearheaded a lot of stuff with the Villages Academy. So anytime that we can support anything that we do with him. And like I said, my kids graduated there, started out, in the pre-K stuff, and came all the way up through. So it means a lot to me to be able to give back for what they gave me. We brought kids in earlier this week to work on some countertops that are in this house now. So a few boys came over, were able to go through our shop, work hands-on with my guys there as well, to be able to see exactly how stuff goes. Once again, from a piece of plywood up to laminate, cutting it, and actually getting a finished product out of it.
So my experience at the Muns cabinet shop was pretty interesting. It was my first time ever making cabinets, especially like from scratch, from getting the wood and then getting the mantle, I guess, on top, and just basically shaping it, cutting it, all that other stuff to make the cabinets what they are now. And it's just been really cool. We got to use a lot of cool things that I didn't even know were a thing. We got to use a glue gun that basically you spray it on there and you got to let it rest, and then it just as it's drying, you can put your hand across it and it's super smooth. And then once you stick it on there, it's probably not going to come off unless you try to force it. So it was a really cool experience.
As far as for me, it's very gratifying to be able to start out with a piece of paper that somebody came up with an idea of what they want in their home, and you were able to go back, meet with them, figure out what they want, go back, design it all for them, bring them in, pick out colors, types of woods, types of finishes, types of countertops, from laminate to granite to quartz, all your hardware, and then get to come back and see all that go in is very rewarding for anybody to be able to do something like that, to see your finished product and be proud of the type of work that you do and the quality.
Miles Stewart from the flooring shop in Wildwood tells us about the beautiful floors they're installing in our Habitat project, plus the work they're doing with the students. This is a beautiful flooring. Tell us about this.
So this is a Mohawk product. It's a engineered vinyl plank. Engineered vinyl plank comes in two flavors, SPC, which is a stone polymer core, and then a WPC, which is a wood polymer core. The advantage of the stone is that it's very dense. So as far as holding up to everyday traffic, it doesn't want to dent because that stone is so dense. And it's just a very durable product. We're actually seeing that more and more we're putting this product even in the commercial application.
And the nice thing about this floor, like you said, it's very hard. It seems very scratch resistant. In this house, this should last for 20 years or better.
Yeah, absolutely. We this same product is used on the commercial side of things, except it's glued down. Well, on the residential side, they came out with this engineered vinyl plank so we could have the same benefits of the commercial product, except in the residential application. So yeah, this is definitely a very durable product. Now you can get some scratching in it, but it's easy enough to change out a plank if you get anything that's
And this is a floating floor.
It's all floating, not attached to the floor.
How do you feel about this project? You're working here on the Villages Charter High School Habitat for Humanity project. So got great kids we're training. How does the floor shop feel participating with this program?
Well, we love to participate in these projects, and it's always nice to be able to give back to the community that made us who we are today. You know, we started out in '79. My father started the business, and me and my brother run the business now. And we wouldn't be here today without the community, and so anytime we can give back, we definitely want to do that.
Doors and molding really makes a home, and Mike Manley, the president of Miko Custom Interiors, tells us about the beautiful doors and molding they're installing in our Habitat home. Plus, he demonstrates to our all-star crew the proper techniques for installing doors and trim. First off, how's it going?
It went real good. So we've got 2 classes. We're here this morning, and those guys did great. And then we've got another set coming in here in a half hour, and looking forward to that. We're mostly a trim subcontractor, and like you said, we do a lot of work in the villages and that's how we got hooked up with working with the academy, and worked for a couple builders in the villages, and we love it.
What does it mean to you to work with these guys out here on the job site, train these young men to be custom millwork folks?
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. The group this morning, they were very interested. I think every one of them learned something, and I enjoyed it. I gave them a trick that Carmen Miller taught me a long time ago, and it was put your butt to the butt jam. And so that's what you did. You put your back up against where the hinges are, and whichever way the door is swinging, that's what swing door it is. And that's what Carmen taught me, and that's what I passed on to these guys this morning. And I think it stuck, and I think they understood it.
You're using a Masonite 6-panel door unit with split jamb. Tell us about this door.
It's a good door. They're from Romex Door Shop, great door shop. It's a 6-panel door is probably a classic door, and it's got a colonial trim, which is a pretty classic trim. And good door. Masonite's a great product. Stand behind it. Good warranty, and I think it'll last a long time in this home.
You know the real test of doors hung right. There's no drag.
No drag.
No drag, and it completely closes correctly.
That's right.
Dr. Kelly Colley is the assistant principal at the Villages Charter High School, and she's the lead liaison on the advisory board for the Construction Academy. She gives us her thoughts on the Construction Academy.
Oh, I'm so excited about this project. I hear the kids talking about it and hear their enthusiasm for it. I just love that the learn and serve aspect of them building the house and the authentic opportunities they have to practice the skills they're learning.
So when Bruce is not here, you're the emergency superintendent on the job. How do you feel being now classed as a job superintendent?
Well, I don't know how that happened, but it's been really exciting to be able to come out and join the students at the Habitat House. I jumped on the opportunity.
Now, if you look in the dictionary of people behind the scenes, your name would pop up, because a lot of people don't know that you're on the Villages Charter High School Construction Academy Advisory Board, and you're the main liaison between the public and private sector in this project and a lot of projects. Tell me about how rewarding this Construction Academy is and what it means to the Villages Charter School.
The Construction Academy allows us to really tap into the workforce needs of our local community and environment. It helps us to give our students real opportunities to not only learn, but to practice and to make connections and networks so that they can have future opportunities in their careers.
One thing that's pretty remarkable is the partnership between the villages and the construction community that's supporting this academy. Describe the support you get from the community and the construction community for the academy.
It is unbelievable. We are just so fortunate that we have not only the interest in providing insight and feedback, but also providing resources. It is unlike anything I've ever experienced, and this is my 30th year in public education, and this is by far an amazing partnership. I think this is a very unique that we have this type of support. It's so nice that the Construction Management Academy tags into our business pathway that our students also are all involved in at the Villages High School. So they not only get the business side of it from a business aspect, but they also get the practical application of that of those business skills into the workforce area of construction management.
Villages Charter High School is blessed with a lot of village residents participating in the schools. And for example, the Villages Decorating Club is participating in this project, and other village people are participating. What do you say to all the thousands of people who volunteer at the Villages Charter High School? What does that mean to y'all?
It means we're all here for the same purpose. We're all here to have an incredible educational experience for our students, and we're here to give our learning and our credentials and our lifelong passions to the next generation. So it's just amazing that we have this much support to do that.
I'll put you on the spot. What's the biggest thing you've learned being over the advisory board at the Construction Academy? What's the one takeaway you what's the one takeaway you go away with?
That our community is very interested. They're interested in giving their time. They're interested in giving their skills and their knowledge to us. And it is not a bother for them to give us that time that they have.
You've gotten to know a lot of the students who have worked on this house. Tell us about the type of students and the quality of students that are working on this home.
Passion is the word I like to use a lot. They are very passionate about their work here. They may not be passionate about the math class they're in particularly, or the English class that they're in, but they're very passionate about being here and being a part of the project. And it was amazing to see them interact with our family who's going to be living here. And they do it as much for them as they do learning for their own purpose.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and thank you for watching Buffalo Builders, The Next Generation. If you'd like to help on this project or others, please contact Kelly Colley at the Villages Charter High School or Danielle Stroud at Habitat for Humanity of Lake Sumter. Please support construction education.